It's time for some snap battles. Let's go. I'm excited to show you guys this series that I've been brewing up, and it's all about watching you guys play for the first time. I haven't seen any of the gameplay that we're about to witness. This is my friend Maverick, aka Free to Play Beard, his free to play account, who has submitted this Conquest match that we're going to watch together for the first time, and I'm just going to comment over it. We're going to do a little bit of a hype cast and just cover all those fun and exciting moments. Not look necessarily to coach, but just kind of predict how it's going to play out and what would I do in this situation with this hand. So here we have in the blue corner, Free to Play Beard, aka Maverick, a long-term Berryverse member, and in the red corner we got Termit, rocking the Captain Marvel Peach Momoko portrait and also playing Ant-Man. So we have no idea what our opponent has, and I'll show you guys what the opponent is running because we have that deck tracker up in a sec, but we can see the cards, right? We got Ant-Man, we got Fist Tower, Luke Cage coming out, and we've got a move deck on Maverick's side. So we got Forge being played and looking like he's leaning towards playing that Werewolf by Night, but oh my gosh, Savage Land comes out, which is going to add 2 Raptors to each player's side. That is really devastating for a move player to see. You typically want as much open space on the board as possible, and Cosmo coming out is also going to restrict the middle lane because we're trying to use on reveals for Werewolf by Night and have a lot of open space. And if you look at Maverick's hand right now, we got Hulkbuster, Iron Fist, Cloak, even Ghost Spider. These are all on reveals. So that Cosmo is devastating, and that Raptors from the Savage Land is devastating. But he's going to opt to play the Cloak on the left and then the Iron Fist. Important to note the sequence here, right? Looking like we want to push over the next card that we play from mid to left while opening up the possibility to still move cards over to the left. We're going to move the Raptors to destroy them off of Fist Tower. Let's go. That is such a smart idea. I did not see that coming. And then also the Human Torch or Vulture play. Actually, either or is pretty good. At this point in time, you're probably thinking Vulture. I can get at least 1 trigger. Human Torch isn't too bad with the Hulkbuster in hand, but we are facing down the barrel a turn 5 situation. Neither player has snapped. We are still at 1 cube for the stakes. And our opponent, we have to look at what our opponent's doing. They got a lot of ongoing cards out here, right? We got to start being concerned about a potential. Oh my gosh, they did the same thing. They're destroying those Raptors. That is so smart. Both these players. What an excellent play. You would think almost they would leave the Raptor at the Savage Land to activate Miss Marvel, but here comes a Professor X play, which is going to lock down the mid, which means Vulture is not going to move. We got denied. Oh my gosh. And Ghost Spider is not going to pull the Human Torch. What an excellent play from the opponent. And they follow up with Snap, and Maverick follows up with a retreat. A very wise time to retreat there. My goodness. Okay, so we're down. Maverick is down 1 cube, and Termit in the red corner is up a cube here in 1 match. Wow. That was wild. That was such a great Professor X play with no Daredevil information. But you know what? You're pretty safe when you have that much power advantage to just go for it, right? Especially with priority against a move deck. Okay, and now we're into match 2. Lamentis 1. Just draw. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're kicking off match 2 with an instant snap coming out from the opponent, and Lamentis 1 happens. So what we have in Maverick's hand is what he has to work with for the remainder of the match. Now, we don't know what our opponent drew, but I would guess that they drew Miss Marvel, right? Seems to be the theme, the focus of the deck. And if Lamentis 1 comes out and you don't have your core theme, what your deck really wants to do, you're probably not snapping on turn 1. But that's okay, because we got Iron Fist and a Human Torch, and then we're probably pulling that back with Doctor Strange at some point. But Maverick knows that the Werewolf is 3 power, and Doctor Strange can pull the Torch at 4, which is also going to pull the Werewolf. So that is an excellent play. We do have the Cloak as another on reveal. So we have a few plays at our disposal to finish off this game. Our opponent, oh gosh, what a terrible X-Mansion roll. Oh my goodness. So high Evo is actually not all that great for the opponent, but it is much, much better than the Hood, which Maverick received. So we don't love to see that. Now, if I'm my opponent, I'm probably playing Miss Marvel. And there it is. There it is. I did not watch this in advance, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So Miss Marvel, as we kind of predicted with this turn 1 snap on Lamentis, comes out on turn 4, which is excellent for the opponent. They also did not get low rolled at the X-Mansion, right? Because it could have been a 2-drop, which would have conflicted with the Luke Cage play. But we're okay. But now look at Maverick's hand, man. This is rough. You know, we're already down 1 match. We're trying to play Cloak here to get that movement. Oh my gosh, and Claw is an excellent play as well. And our last remaining card is Doctor Strange. Our opponent has 2 cards in their hand. We haven't seen Professor X or Ant-Man, and a lot of unknown variables. Now, I do like moving here, but we're going to move both. Contemplating on moving both cards. I don't know how much I love that. That's basically really crossing your fingers and hoping that your opponent does not play to the left. Because we're basically looking at an armor versus demon, and that's it. Doctor Strange, contemplating the Doctor Strange play. You do need power somewhere here, Maverick, so I don't love necessarily moving both cards. Possibly, I don't know. This is a difficult situation to assess. You could almost say, I've won Lamentis 1. I'm going to leave the cards there. Move the cards from the right to the mid, and then Doctor Strange back to the right, which is going to pull the Wolf and, I believe, the Vulture. That is the play. I love that we both came to that conclusion at the same time. This I think, has the best opportunity to win the game. Now, it's not a given. Our opponent could do something really nuts here. Going to play to the left, which is scary. Spectrum is going to buff beyond the power threshold that we have at Lamentis 1, and that is going to be an L, unfortunately. But I do think that Maverick did the best with the available cards, really. At the end of the day, that's what Lamentis 1 does to you, right? It puts you in a really tough spot. Okay. All right, so down 5 cubes, 2 games. On to match 3. Oh my gosh. By the way, this is a nice time to say, if you like this kind of content, let me know in the comments below and smash the like button. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, because I'd be curious to see. There's not a big competitive scene in Snap, and I think it'd be such a fun space to explore. But getting ahead of myself here, we have Wakandan Embassy giving +2 power to the Multiple Man and the Human Torch. You love to see it. You love to see it. If I'm Maverick, I'm snapping. And you know what? Actually, kudos to him. Maybe waiting out the turn, just in case your opponent isn't too thrilled. They know what you're running, right? Wakandan Embassy is very good for the move deck. So waiting out the snap is kind of smart, but I probably would lean to doing it sooner than later now, because here we have priority. We have Werewolf set up, Multiple Man set up. We have Heimdall in the hand. Of course, our opponent doesn't know that, but it is looking very, very good for Mav here. Yeah, I would really like to see a snap. We kind of have to put some pressure on our opponent. There could be merit in just settling for the 2 cube win, but I have to wonder if it's a little too late to be trying to do those sorts of plays, right? We're pushing the torch over to the left of Atlantis, getting that power stack. We know that there's a good chance that our opponent doesn't have Killmonger. We haven't seen it, and we've seen most of the deck. You can check out the deck right now. Most of the deck has been revealed except for 2 cards. Unlikely. They're doing a bunch of ongoing things, right? Using that Miss Marvel Spectrum combo. But we got a crazy torch. We got Werewolf on there. We're going to stack on this Multiple Man for the Heimdall play. This is looking excellent. We do have to kind of forsake Atlantis, sort of. Not really, right? We're probably going to have enough power to win, but we're abandoning the ability of Atlantis, which can be a bit worrisome in case your opponent does have that really big card, you know? Like I like to run Orca sometimes in these types of lists, and he's going to Professor X to keep those cards from losing. That is a very ambitious play, I want to say, because you're basically saying, I'm not worried about the other 2 locations. I can win it on a final turn, which I doubt. So I like the snap from Mav here, even if it's a boomer snap, or you just roll with the play. Because you're in a great spot to win Atlantis. There's not a lot they can do. Like they need to put out a lot of power. I don't know a single card. We haven't seen a single card that can effectively do so. And they have abandoned the right location. That one's toast. I mean, you got a 16 power Human Torch that can't get Killmongered over there. You know what I'm saying? So they're actually gonna retreat. So that's why I'm saying that's an ambitious play. That is such a risky play. I think it would have been a lot more wise for the Professor X to go in the mid, lock that in, and look to win elsewhere somehow, some way. You know, if your opponent plays an on reveal, it's going to move that the Werewolf, and the Human Torch is probably going to move to the left if Heimdall's the finisher. So you could almost look to win the right location. I don't know. There was other avenues the opponent could have taken, but that is a huge coup gain, or at least like a moral victory for Maverick here, who lost the first 2. And then gets the 3rd win. And now we're in an instant snap situation. One bit of information I don't have, unless it was at the start of the video and I totally missed this. Again, first time watching this live. is I have no idea if this is Gold Conquest, Infinite Conquest, or Proving Grounds. It could be anything, everybody, all right? But I would wager that this is at least Silver, because both players seem to be trying a significant amount. So we have armor coming out, and also not a bot or anything like that. Like this Miss Marvel Spectrum deck is way too new for it to be a bot deck. So here we have armor on the right. Lamentus won again? How did I miss that? Lamentus won again. It happened it happened after the snap. So we don't know if they have Miss Marvel or that same level of confidence that they had the first time around. And look at this. We got Bifrost for Vulture and multiple man to move over. And I bet you Mav is thinking about that Human Torch to the left, I wager. Because now we're looking a little tight for space. There we go. That's my guy. Let's go, Mav. So we're going to get to the Torch to the mid. Is going to go to 4 power. Vulture to the mid, also 8 power. But then again to the right for 13. Opponent sets up Miss Marvel in the mid. That was nice to put it to the left. But still, you are not getting enough power to Lamentus 1 to beat Maverick in this situation. The real problem being, if we play Heimdall, we're going to be shifting everything. But we have Ghost Spider and Doctor Strange this turn, so look at the board space. This is where move decks get really tricky. Ghost Spider is going to pull Human Torch. He's going to go to 8 power to the left. We're also going to play Doctor Strange in the same lane. I don't know if I love that because there's not going to be enough room to actually pull the card. Oh no, we will pull the card. No. Mav's got it all figured out. We're going to go to 8 to 60, and then Doctor Strange is going to pull... Oh, what happened there? 16 is the highest power card. There we go. Okay. Again, opponent doing this weird Professor X to lock down Maverick's high power cards. But he's happy with that trade. He's got the high power cards in that lane for a reason. He wants to win that lane. Why are we even sweating it? Heimdall is actually a little bit awkward at this point in time. You almost wish the Doctor Strange had went mid. But Heimdall's just going to shift over the Iron Fist. This could be a claw play, but even then that wouldn't be enough. Orca! Didn't I? I don't know if I actually said it earlier or not, but I love to run Orca in these decks with Spectrum and whatnot. Shoot, it could be my deck. You never know. But yeah, that's a lot of fun. So he just thought he'd win the mid? What? We take those. Let's go, Mav. We take those. I don't even know if that was a 4-cube gainer. Man, this is way more fast-paced than I envisioned before I was doing this. We got another snap right off the hop, and we're in the double stakes. So we're now looking at 4 cubes right away. Our opponent is all in. They've gone all in, and Maverick is alive by 1 cube should he lose this game. So there's a lot of potential to survive and make it through this match. So I like Mav's odds here. And oh my gosh, Aunt May's is really good, but we don't have the card yet for Aunt May's, do we? We're looking for that Human Torch. We're looking for that Vulture. We're looking for that multiple man. That's what we need. Can we top deck it? Let's find out what's off the top of the deck. It's going to be Vulture. There we go. Would love to see it. Instant play. Don't even think about it. I love it. Because you're going to give that +2. It's going to go to 5, and then the +3 and the movement. That's going to be 8. We're going to be looking at a 13 Vulture right off the hop. Am I right? Is my math? There we go. Oh my gosh. Would have been really nice if we went to the right. We don't care. It's fine. The Cosmo, a little bit annoying. You basically know your opponent's going Cosmo, Miss Marvel down the mid, and probably Claw after that. Then you got to look out for the Spectrum afterwards. And Spectrum's probably going right. That's how I see our opponent playing out this match in their ideal curve. It would be Miss Marvel, Claw, and then Spectrum. But instead, somebody's going to be played at Nova Roma. I wonder what that's going to be. It's going to be Man-Thing. All right. That's the final piece of the puzzle. Didn't expect that to be in the deck, but there you go. And then, all right, we got Human Torch. We're going to punch the torch over with Iron Fist. I like that a lot. Set up with the cloak. We also, oh man, isn't it so nice that Doctor Strange is a 2/3 now? Oh my gosh. He's been waiting forever to be that stat line. And it really helps this deck. Move decks have such a low curve, but high power potential. It's just all about managing space. If you can efficiently manage your space and not get countered too hard, that's the other crux, is you gotta watch out for the Killmongers, the Cosmo, these sorts of things. But even junk decks can give Move a really hard time. But when you got a little bit of space like this, you can make some crazy things happen. Now the Claw does kind of whiff because the Werewolf took the last spot, so we can't move the Vulture, but that's probably okay. I really Okay, that's gonna be the Craven, Doctor Strange in the mid. Doctor Strange pulling the Vulture, essentially saying the right location, don't care about it. The mid location's where it's at. And what a great prediction as well. The opponent actually, wow, that's pretty intelligent from the opponent. Werewolf's gonna jump over. Oh, but he doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough in. Oh my gosh. Mav played into the Cosmo just to activate the honor reveal for the werewolf to jump to the mid. I don't know if Mav thought he would actually pull the Vulture, but not pulling the Vulture resulted in the win, and the werewolf still jumps in despite an honor reveal not triggering. We know this because of Snapper Pass. Let's go. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Mav, for submitting this video, and congratulations on your Conquest win. I will catch you guys next time.